Why you wake up at 3 a.m. every night after 70. Chapter 1. Your body is sounding the alarm 3 a.m. You're wide awake, again. You stare at the ceiling, heart racing, and you already know the drill. Toss, turn, sigh, wait for sleep that never comes. And in that silent, empty moment, one question pounds in your head louder than the ticking clock. Why does this keep happening? Let's cut through the noise. You think it's just age? That this is what getting older looks like? No, this isn't just a phase. This is your body waving a red flag. And the longer you pretend not to see it, the closer you are to a reality no one likes to talk about, losing control. Here's the truth no one warned you about. Hidden reason, #1. Your stress hormone is working overtime. Meet cortisol, your body's built-in alarm system. It's supposed to keep you sharp, regulate energy, and help you handle stress. But after 70, things shift. Your cortisol no longer follows the rules. It spikes when it's not supposed to, especially at night. At 3 a.m., your body goes into fight or flight mode for no good reason. Why? Because your blood sugar might be crashing or your adrenal system is out of rhythm. Either way, your brain gets the message, wake up, something's wrong. And what do most people do? They shrug it off. Well, I'm just old. Here's what that mindset gets you. Night after night of broken sleep, your immune system takes a hit. You become more vulnerable to infections, inflammation, and then comes the real danger: cardiovascular complications. This isn't just poor sleep. It's a chain reaction that starts silently and ends brutally. And the worst part? You'll never see it coming until you're already there. Hidden reason, #2. You might not be getting enough oxygen. Sounds strange, right? You're breathing, so you're fine? Not quite. Welcome to what doctors call silent hypoxia. You're technically breathing, but your cells aren't getting the oxygen they need. Here's what happens. As you age, your lungs become less efficient. Your diaphragm weakens. You breathe shallower. During the day, you might not notice. But at night, your oxygen levels drop. Your brain, which runs on oxygen, like a car runs on gas, panics. It wakes you up. Sudden. Unsettled. Anxious. 3 a.m. isn't just a coincidence. It's a crisis checkpoint. Let's talk about Helen from Omaha. 73 years old. Always active, always sharp. Started waking up in the middle of the night. Thought it was just a bladder thing. Then came the fatigue, brain fog, restless legs. She finally got checked. Diagnosis: chronic respiratory insufficiency. Now, oxygen tank, full-time care, and all because she ignored those early wake-ups. You're not Helen. You still have time, but you've got to act now. Monitor your blood oxygen with a home pulse oximeter. Practice deep, diaphragmatic breathing during the day. Avoid heavy meals before bed. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and ventilated. Still think it's just aging? Still think it's normal? Because here's the truth. Your body is trying to protect you, but it's running out of ways to be polite about it. And this is only the beginning. Let's get one thing straight. You're not waking up at 2:45 a.m. because your body's old or your bladder's small. You're waking up because your liver is waving the red flag and you keep hitting snooze. Between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., your liver is supposed to go into repair mode, flushing out toxins, balancing hormones, keeping your blood clean. In a healthy 30-year-old, smooth sailing. But in your 70s, that's when the system starts breaking down quietly. And here's the cold truth. Your liver doesn't scream. It whispers. It doesn't give you stabbing pain or flashing lights. Instead, it gives you sleepless nights. You lie there wide awake at 2:57 a.m., staring at the ceiling, thinking about the thermostat, the neighbor's dog, the ticking clock, anything but the real problem. But deep down, your body's trying to say, hey, I'm drowning. So what's clogging the system? Let's talk about the 3 things you swear are harmless, and that are quietly stacking the odds against you. 1. Just a glass of wine. Let's be real. That nightcap you think helps you sleep? It's not helping. Even one drink puts extra stress on a liver that's already slowing down. You don't process alcohol like you did in your 40s or your 60s. At 70 plus, your liver is working double shifts on half the salary, and the glass of wine you're pouring to unwind is pushing it closer to overload. 2. Over-the-counter meds. That sleeping pill you pop every other night, the painkiller you take just in case, they don't vanish when you close your eyes. They go straight to the liver. Night after night, pill after pill, you're piling up toxins, and your liver is forced to keep up, until it can't. 3. That innocent evening snack chips, cheese, cold cuts, heavy, greasy, salty foods. You think it's harmless. But that 9 p.m. snack means your liver is still processing fat at 2 a.m. when it should be cleaning house. Instead of healing, it's grinding, and it's making sure you wake up for it. Let me give you a real story. Martin, 74, Florida, retired, active, smart guy. Had a ritual, light dinner, couple sips of bourbon, TV, bed. Started waking up every night at 2:45, thought it was anxiety. Maybe the dog, maybe age. He shrugged it off. Until one day, his doctor called after routine blood work, liver enzymes through the roof. Fast forward 12 months. Diagnosis: advanced liver damage. No pain, no jaundice, no dramatic symptoms. Just those quiet, nightly wake-ups. That was the only warning he ever got. You think you're safe because you feel fine? So did Martin. But here's what you can do today. Not tomorrow, not when it gets worse. Cut alcohol completely, not reduce, not only on weekends. Cut it out. No food after 7 p.m. Your liver needs rest, not a second dinner shift. Hydrate in the first half of the day. Water is your liver's best friend, but not if you chug it right before bed. Get your liver enzymes checked. ALT, AST, GGT. It's one blood test, one decision. That could give you 10 more years, because if your liver is already trying to wake you up, it's not sending a polite reminder, it's throwing you a lifeline, and every night you ignore it. That rope gets thinner. You tell yourself you're waking up at 3 a.m. because you drank too much water, or maybe it's the neighbor's dog or the wind or your age, but deep down you know it's something else, something darker. It's not your bladder, it's not your hearing, it's loneliness, and it's eating you alive from the inside out. Yes, even if you have kids, even if the grandkids visit on holidays. You're surrounded, but emotionally, you're on an island, and that island gets cold at night. When the city sleeps and the world goes quiet, your nervous system stays awake. Why? Because the human brain was never built to survive in isolation. You might feel calm during the day, but your brain keeps score, and when the distractions fade, your mind turns up the volume on everything you've been ignoring. That's why it hits you at 3 a.m. Not because something's wrong outside, because something's wrong inside. Let's break the illusion. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a biological threat. It increases cortisol, that's your stress hormone. It weakens your immune system. It inflames your blood vessels. It speeds up cognitive decline. Translation: it doesn't just make you feel bad. It makes you age faster. It makes you sicker. It makes you vulnerable. You don't need to live alone to be lonely. You can be surrounded by people and still feel like nobody sees you. Take Linda, 78, suburban New Jersey, lives in a quiet neighborhood. Her son is 2 blocks away. Looks like she's got everything under control, but every night, wide awake. She doesn't talk about her fears. She doesn't ask for help. She doesn't want to be a burden. 8 months later, panic attacks, chronic fatigue, lost 14 pounds. Doctor's note: anxiety disorder progressing. She didn't break. She disappeared piece by piece, all while pretending to be fine. So let's get honest for a second. You're not a machine. You're not supposed to deal with it alone. And no, it's not too late to fix this. Here's what you can do. Starting tonight, right before bed, dump your thoughts into a notebook. No filter, no judgment. Call someone every single day. Even if it's just 5 minutes. Even if you don't feel like it. Take a free anxiety screening online. Or ask your doctor for one. Say what you need out loud. Ask for support. That's not weakness, that's strength. Or keep telling yourself, I'm fine. Keep smiling through the silence. Keep waking up alone at 3 a.m. until one night your brain just stops fighting. Because ignoring loneliness won't make it go away. It'll just make you go numb. You passed your EKG. Your blood work came back normal. So you're in the clear, right? Wrong. Because if you're waking up at 3 a.m., heart racing, chest tight, anxiety pulsing through you, that's not just getting older. That's not the mattress. That's not the room temperature. That might be your heart waving a white flag. Here's what nobody tells you. Early-stage heart failure often hides behind normal test results, especially in men over 70. Your heart might be ticking, but that doesn't mean it's keeping up. At night, when you lie down, your body shifts. Gravity changes. Blood pools. The heart has to work harder, and if it's struggling, fluid starts backing up into the lungs quietly. You don't notice a cough, you don't feel pain, but your brain does. And so, at exactly 3 a.m., it flips the switch. You wake up, gasping, uneasy, unsettled. You sit up, maybe walk around, you calm down. But here's the truth. You didn't just wake up. You survived. One more night. Let me introduce you to Gerald, 81, Ohio, retired engineer, played chess every Sunday, still drove himself to the store, started waking up every night. No chest pain, just restlessness. Pulse felt off, breathing a little shallow. He told himself it was just age, never went to a cardiologist. 6 months later, he didn't wake up. His son found him the next morning. Cause? Sudden cardiac event in his sleep. The signs were there, he just chose not to see them. Don't let that be your story. Here's the checklist you should have acted on yesterday. It's get a full cardiac stress test. Not just an EKG, your heart needs to be tested under pressure. Track your pulse before bed and when you wake up. Watch for irregularities. Check your potassium and magnesium levels. Low levels can quietly disrupt your heartbeat. Cut out added salt and saturated fats. Your arteries aren't what they used to be, and they're not forgiving. You might say, "It's my life. I'll live it how I want." Sure, but here's the catch. Your heart doesn't wait for your permission. When it decides it's done, that's it. So if you're still waking up at 3 a.m., anxious, breathless, confused, don't just scroll past this. That's your warning bell. You still have a window, maybe small, maybe one last chance, but it's still open. And if you've made it to the end of this video, don't just tap the like button. Call your doctor, get your heart checked. Take this seriously, because when your heart stops, there are no do-overs.